What is going on, guys, and welcome back to the Just Cause 4 show. Today I feel like it's going to be a little bit of a longer episode than usual because we got a couple of your rebels ideas for the game and then a mixture of mine as well. But that said, guys, before we do kick it off further into that stuff, I just want to say two things. Okay, first of all, thank you for the support on this series. It truly does mean a lot, so I hope you guys enjoy this one, and if you do, of course, drop a big like down below. And second of all, if you had missed the other Just Cause 4 video, which was not a part of the Just Cause 4 show, but it was some first ever information, like official information, I guess you could say, that we have got about Just Cause 4. Like, if you missed that video, I'm going to give you guys like a little quick recap on what that video consists of, and the link is at the very top of the description, okay? But ladies and gentlemen, what I'm about to say is definitely going to get loads of you guys hyped, and that is, it seems like Just Cause 4 is definitely going to have multiplayer for people on console. Now, I know that is what loads and loads of people wanted, and I always said to myself, like, this game could have been so much bigger than it already was, just simply by having multiplayer for console players, of course, because not everyone is on the PC, and console is just I guess it just like gets a much bigger audience, of course. So going off what the information we had, because it came from the developers themselves, they did list like a whole bunch of jobs on their website, and it was for a AAA title, and they did say they needed a multiplayer developer and so forth. But like I said, go ahead and watch that video if you didn't. All the information is in there, but that, I tell you now, is like just the beginning of the Just Cause 4 hype train. But let's jump anyway into today's topics, and of course, if you have any ideas on things you'd like to see in Just Cause 4 that you think would be cool, drop them in the comment section below, and if I like them and loads of other rebels like them by thumbsing up the comments, then of course your idea will be featured in the next episode. But like I said, let's dive right in first of all with your rebels ones, and then we're going to dive into my own ideas for the game. So kicking it off is from Nern for the Win. Now he says, I would like to see an in-game real-time civil war going on when you are free roaming like in the war missions in Just Cause 3, but it's happening all the time. So there could be aircraft carriers, landing vehicles on the beach, and bombers bombing villages and more destructible environments. Now Nern, I really like that idea. I think that would be super cool. I feel like it does have a downside to it though. It might just get a little bit too chaotic, I guess you could say. That said, it would be cool if it wasn't as common, if that makes sense. So maybe you can, well, maybe it will only be in certain areas and not everywhere, because then I would like the idea for that. Or like maybe like in Just Cause 3, when you can essentially re-liberate a base, when you re-liberate somewhere, or like reoppress, whatever you want to say, then it all can come back to you, basically. Like all the air carriers, landing vehicles, and all that sort of stuff on the beach, and just loads of explosions going on, and an actual war. I think that would be really cool, but I feel mixed about it. Even though it would be cool, I'm not 100% sure in it, but I definitely do like the idea. So that said, guys, what do you think on this idea? Let me know right now in the comment section below. But moving on to the second one, it comes from Andy, and this is definitely sort of one of my biggest requests for Just Cause 4 to, I guess, the Just Cause developers. I mean, like, hey, if you're watching this, bring back the damn Mile High Club. I couldn't agree with you more, Andy. Even though it had it in Just Cause 3, like, it was a little bit upsetting to see that it was destroyed and literally abandoned, and it just like, I mean, it was cool to see it in Just Cause 3, but like, it's a lot cooler to actually see it functioning, because in Just Cause 2, that was like a ton of fun. It just allowed a few more opportunities to do some awesome stuff, like kick people off the Mile High Club. Like, that was just as crazy as it got, really. And I remember they had like a private jet on the Mile High Club as well, so you can take off on a plane, and all in all, it was just a fun little area, and I think it would have been cool to have that in Just Cause 3, or just something else similar in the sky, because hey, I guess you could say like we got the Sky Fortress in Just Cause 3, but like, even though that's not equivalent to the Mile High Club, you know what I mean, like there's still something in the damn sky, alright? So if it's not the Mile High Club in Just Cause 4, I would like something very, very similar. Just something that is really random and like almost like really, really rare to actually find in real life. Like, you wouldn't find a Mile High Club in real life. You just wouldn't, alright? But that's what made it really fun. I really liked it, and like I said, I would like the Mile High Club back in Just Cause 4, and if not, then definitely make it something a little bit more cooler. And I know you guys can do that. I know you guys are watching this video as well. Or you're not. That would be awkward if you're not. Okay, let's move on to the next idea, which does come from Sleeping Nights. Now, this is good for people on console. On PC, of course, people use mods and whatnot. But there should be a special mask that lets you breathe underwater. Now, that said, even though like Just Cause 3's map was super huge, and like even though I guess technically there wasn't anything really interesting under like the water, if Just Cause 4 has a lot of underwater exploration, I guess you could say, or like wildlife, then yeah, I mean, a mask that lets you breathe underwater for like a tad bit longer, maybe like a minute longer or 2 minutes longer, would definitely be in handy. I can see why it wasn't in Just Cause 3 though, but hey ho, you know, Just Cause 4, hopefully wildlife will be there, and if there is, then an underwater mask would definitely be beneficial without a doubt. Or like even maybe if you're just trying to escape from the cops or the military, right? Because I've tried to do that so many times in Just Cause 3 and it just doesn't really go down well. Because eventually you gotta pop your head back up for some air, and the second you do that, it's just like kapouch. You were down, bitch. Like, it's game over from that second onwards. So yeah, it would definitely come in handy for different types of situations. Right, now moving on to my two ideas that I did have. First one is not freshly from my own brain, okay? Like, I've seen a couple of you guys comment this in the comment section below. Not just for the last Just Cause 4 episode, but like the episode before that and the episode before that. But like, it was very selected people. But I guess in the last episode, it had like way more suggestions than any other video did, and that is about building your own, essentially a base, I guess you could say, in the game. And I know that sounds super weird, so because I guess it was just commented like that, I'm gonna break it down on how I feel it could be really cool. So let's just say there was like an arcade mode in the game, so a mode you can go into, and you know, like the first comment, let's just say there's like some major war going on and whatnot. You can hold these people off. Now what you can do is maybe collect scraps or whatnot in the game, throughout the game really, when you're playing through the story, or like exchange stuff in. I don't really know how it would work, but basically you get some materials from somewhere, okay? And when that happens, you can build your own base. Now, it does have its pros and cons, because like, in a way, building your own base would be fun, I guess, but like, it wouldn't really fit into the game, but it would at the same time. Like, I'm really struggling to explain this, okay? It would fit great in an arcade mode, but at the same time I feel it could definitely be cooler in like a mode that's outside of arcade mode, so like in a normal gameplay thing. Okay, I got an idea. Let's break it down like this. So let's say you liberate an area, okay? Now the area is absolute trash and whatnot, but you have the option to rebuild that area. Now that sounds like a cool idea, because in Just Cause 3 when you destroy a town, it literally turns to shit, right? Let's be honest, that police station turns to shit, and everything else just stays shit, alright? Pretty much. But if you take over a place, you can customize it, essentially. I mean, you can make things stronger, so like, if there was gonna be an attack, then of course it's gonna be a lot harder to maybe break into something. So like, I don't know, maybe actually building walls around a certain area, again, selected places or everywhere in the map, I have no idea, but just something that you can do to, I guess, strengthen your area up, but solo, if that makes sense. I don't really want to talk more about that, because if I say more about it, I definitely feel like I would just go off the rails. So, I mean, you guys tell me how else this could be awesome, so let me know in the comment section below. But moving on to my last topic, and it's a very good one, because a lot of other games have it, and it is about leveling up your skill in certain things. So, for example, your driving skill can be leveled up, your weapon skill can be leveled up, and hopefully Rico can run in Just Cause 4. Because if he can, then you can maybe level up in something like that. Or like your stamina again, like going underwater, that could be a really cool thing. Hey, remember the guy who I just saw like a second ago who was talking about the mask and stuff? what if there wasn't a mask, but instead of a mask, the longer you are underwater, and like, I guess if you get really close to the edge, but you manage to survive, your lung capacity basically increases. That would nail it. That would be really good. Because at the same time, it forces you to actually go into the water in the game, and like I said, hopefully there'll be something interesting, but in everything else as well, there is a purpose. So, like, unlocking weapons, right? You can, I don't know, start off with a pistol, and then, like, you get a certain amount of kills, or whatever, right? You then unlock the next weapon again. It definitely gives you more reasons and value to weapons and driving vehicles and whatnot, rather than just randomly unlocking it, if that makes sense. Oh my god. I have just nailed that idea. That is a super cool idea, and it's not like it doesn't exist, of course, GTA San Andreas, but hey, that doesn't exist, right? What is that? This is definitely a brand new idea, but I think it would be really cool overall. So guys, that is gonna wrap up this Just Cause 4 episode. I thought it was gonna be a bit longer than the other ones, but it wasn't. It was more or less the same. But that being said, as always, if you enjoyed it, drop a like on this video, subscribe for more awesome Just Cause 4 news, ideas, and whatnot. I don't really know what else there is. And you can also check out the full playlist if you missed any of the other Just Cause 4 show episodes. So the full link to the playlist is in the description below. And don't forget the official piece of information we got as well. That link is in the description below. Drop your ideas below. But guys, I hope you have yourselves a ridiculously amazing day. And until the next one, adios amigos.